In the quiet between seasons, Formula One is about to tear itself apart. The year 2026 is not just another new set of rules, it is a complete reset. Four manufacturers are staring at a blank page, forced to discard everything they know about building power units. Mercedes is the benchmark. Honda is struggling. Audi admits they won't be ready until 2027. And Red Bull's new CEO calls their project the craziest challenge in recent F1 history. So the question is not just who will win, but who will even survive. And the answer lies inside a technical loophole that has already ignited controversy. Because when the first cars roll out in 2026, we may witness the most chaotic season in Formula One history. The 2026 Formula One season is not just a new set of rules. It's a complete technical reset that forces every manufacturer to rewrite the playbook for building power units. What's changing is not small or gradual. It is a fundamental shift in how power is produced, distributed, and controlled. Today's cars rely mostly on the internal combustion engine. In 2026, the balance flips to a 50-50 split between ICE and electric power, with electric output tripling to 350 kilowatts or 470 brake horsepower from electricity alone. The MGUH is removed, eliminating the most complex and expensive component in the power unit and opening the door for new manufacturers. The fuel changes too, moving from E10 to 100% sustainable fuel. Highwall Thomas from Mercedes called it a complete tear-up, saying there will not be a single component carried over. Every team starts from scratch, and the real question becomes, who is starting from the best position? If you want to understand how the 2026 engine war will reshape the sport, subscribe to Daily Apex Up, because when the first test laps hit the track, the truth will become unavoidable. Mercedes, the benchmark with the biggest head start. Mercedes enters 2026 as the clear preseason favorite. With four teams running Mercedes Power, Mercedes, McLaren, Williams, and Alpine, they must produce at least 16 power units before March, a scale only they can handle. Their edge comes from early investment in test benches and development tools before the power unit cost cap, giving them a significant head start. By July 2022, their first single-cylinder engine fired, and by January 2023, the full V6 was running. But it's not just about building engines, it's about data. Four customer teams provide far more track kilometers and feedback than Honda or Audi receive. And that feedback loop can be the difference between a strong engine and a championship-winning one. Even with this advantage, Mercedes is cautious. Toto Wolff insists no one knows where they truly stand, and Highwall Thomas says they must assume they are 10 to 15 kilowatts behind and work to catch up. In 2026, even the benchmark cannot afford to feel comfortable. Honda, the dark horse with a new identity. Honda's path to 2026 has been unpredictable. After announcing their departure in 2020, they reversed course in 2023, committing exclusively to Aston Martin, marking the first time the team has ever held factory manufacturer status. Their partnership strengthened further when Adrian Newey joined in 2025, bringing unmatched championship experience and accelerating chassis and power unit integration. Honda also benefits from a 9-hour time difference, allowing near-continuous development between Japan and the UK. In December 2025, Honda became the first manufacturer to publicly share audio of their 2026 power unit, signaling early progress. However, Koji Watanabe admitted development is struggling, noting everything is new, including a compact 355-kilowatt motor and lightweight battery. Despite the challenges, Honda is pushing until the last moment. That relentless drive makes them the most dangerous dark horse in the field. Audi, the long-term investment with a measured timeline. Audi's F1 entry is built on ambition and patience. Announced at the 2022 Belgian Grand Prix, backed by a €600 million Sora acquisition and led by Mattia Bonato, Audi set up its first operational F1 powertrain facility in Germany in over a decade. Development began in 2022, and by November 2025, their first engines were complete. Yet Audi remains realistic. James Key says they won't be the final product until 2027. Bonato's roadmap is clear. Challengers in 2026, competitors from 2027 to 2029, and champions by 2030. Despite financial pressure at Volkswagen, CEO Gernot Dollner insists F1 is secure, supported by the Qatar Investment Authority and the Revolut partnership. The team also needed FIA approval for a higher budget cap, because Swiss salaries at Hinwil are 35 to 45% higher than in the UK or Italy, which would have created a $20 million disadvantage. Audi's approach is slow and steady. They may not win in 2026, but they could reshape the sport by 2030. Red Bull Ford, the wild card. Built from chaos. Red Bull's decision in February 2021 defied logic. After Honda left, they chose to build their own power unit in-house and partnered with Ford in 2023. With 5 senior engineers from Mercedes, HPP, and Ben Hodgkinson as technical director, Red Bull's strength is integration. They become only the second F1 team with chassis and power unit operations on the same campus, eliminating communication delays. The engine is already running on the dyno, and Ford confirms power, weight, efficiency, and reliability targets are on track. Max Verstappen called it good sounding and crisp, but the team admits they are still in the most stressful phase, building the engine and getting it to the track. The loophole that could decide everything. In December 2025, a bombshell emerged. Mercedes and Red Bull reportedly exploited thermal expansion to reach effective compression ratios near 18:1, despite a 16:1 limit at ambient temperature. The FIA ruled it legal because checks are done only at ambient temperature. Ferrari, Audi, and Honda protested. The impact is huge. 10 to 13 extra horsepower can equal 3 to 4 tenths per lap, enough to decide championships. Who has the edge? Mercedes holds the benchmark engine, the most experience, and the largest data pool from 4 customer teams. Honda is the dark horse with a proven track record and Adrian Newey's expertise. Red Bull Ford is the wild card with integration and Mercedes talent. Audi is the long-term bet, potentially reaching championship level by 2030. Adrian Newey believes 2026 may start as an engine formula because chassis and engine rules changed at the same time. Whichever team builds the best power unit will likely dominate the season. Right now, Mercedes leads, Honda threatens, Red Bull Ford surprises, and Audi waits in the long game. If you want the full breakdown of who's actually ahead and why, hit subscribe to Daily Apex Up and turn on notifications. When the first test runs start, everything will change in an instant. The final countdown. Real answers arrive at pre-season testing in Barcelona on January 26th. When those cars fire up, the truth about who did their homework becomes impossible to hide. The 2026 engine war is not about spending the most money. What matters is who started earliest, who hired the right people, and who made the correct technical bets while nobody was watching. Based on everything available, that war has already been won. The winner just has not been revealed yet. The sport is standing on the edge of a new era, one where the power unit becomes the defining battleground and the chassis becomes a supporting actor. In 2026, the engines will not just be faster. They will be smarter, more electric, and more complex than anything F1 has ever seen. The rules have changed, the playing field has been reset, And the teams that can adapt fastest will be the ones that define the future of the sport. When the first cars cross the line in Barcelona, we will learn who truly understood the new world and who was simply racing in the old one. Because in the end, 2026 is not just a season. It is the moment Formula One becomes a new sport entirely.